Hello, welcome to another guide to Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm going to be showing you how to do the 3-person team versus top secrets fight. This is the fight that you have to do to unlock the accessory that allows you to limit break at the beginning of every single fight. This accessory is actually really helpful when you're doing your hard playthrough because, when you enter a fight, you can just LB it right away, which makes the hard mode significantly easier if you're trying to go for the hard mode trophy. And for the fight, you're going to be going through 5 battles back to back to back. Mostly the summons. You're going to be fighting Shiva, Fat Chocobo, Leviathan, Bahamut, which then summons Ifrit at the same time. And then at the end, you're going to fight the secret boss, which is the Pride and Joy prototype. Once you beat these, you're going to get the accessory and the trophy for fighting the secret boss. The fight's not that bad. The only hard one is the round 4, which you're gonna fight Bahamut. That's the only hard one. The 5th round isn't that hard. The secret boss isn't that bad at all. It's just the Bahamut that's the difficult one. And I'm gonna show you the setup for the fight. So what you want is Cloud. You want the Twin Stinger, the Purple Pain, and the Guard Stick on Aerith. The reason why you want these weapons is because the weapons have this ability called Reprieve, which saves you at 1 HP if you're about to die. Let me show you where it is. These are the only weapons that have Reprieve, and that's why you want them on all 3 characters. What Reprieve does is if you get hit by an attack that's going to kill you, it saves you and leaves you at 1 HP. The reason why you want this is because during the Bahamut fight, once you get Bahamut to around half HP, it's going to do Mega Flare. And Mega Flare does 9,999 damage, which is a guaranteed kill on you unless you have Reprieve. So that's why you want Reprieve on all 3 of your characters. Next up is the Materia setup. You want 2 HP ups, 2 MP ups, so you can have as much as possible. You want a Revival Materia, a Healing Materia. You want the First Strike Materia. You want the Elemental Fire Materia because the only fight you're going to want to use it for is the Ifrit fight and the final fight. The reason is because Ifrit does fire damage, and what these 2 materia does is that if you get hit by fire damage, you heal. And then the final fight, the Pride and Joy prototype, it does a lot of fire attacks when you're up close to it. So instead of taking damage, the fire elemental materia will be healing you instead. And then instead of the ATB assist materia, I'm going to be swapping it out for the steadfast block materia. The reason why you want to do this is especially for the Bahamut fight. For Tifa here, the setup is about pretty much the same. You want 2 HP ups, 2 MP ups, revival materia, healing materia, ATB stagger, which is very important for Tifa because when you stagger an enemy, it fills up her ATB bar instantly, which allows you to use True Strike 2 times to increase their stagger percentage by 60%. Elemental Fire on Tifa as well. And then for Aerith here, you want same things. You just want 2 HP ups, 2 magic ups, 2 MP ups, healing, revival materia, lightning materia, so you can use it on the final boss and Leviathan. It's very important that you have it on Aerith. And then you want healing and magnify, so you can heal everybody up at the same time. You want to keep everybody topped off to make sure that nobody dies. And for the accessories here, you want the survival vest. You can take as least amount of damage as possible, specifically for Bahamut since it does a lot of physical attacks. First up is Shiva. This one's pretty easy. When you hit her with a fire attack, she's gonna go into pressure. And once she's pressured, you just want to use Focus Strike and Focus Thrust to build up that stagger bar as much as possible so that she's staggered. So with Tifa, just hit her with the Focus Strikes. With Cloud, hit her with the Focus Thrust.
This one's for you. Let's make it hot. That's it.
the stagger bar is almost filled up, Tifa, you want to unbridled strength 2 times to get rid of the ATB bar, because once you stagger her, your ATB bar is going to be filled up right away. So then you can use triangle 2 times and true strike 2 times to raise the percentage, the stagger percentage on Shiva as much as possible.
Can you take over for me?
Deal with that.
I'm going to unbridled strength right here. And then right as she's about to get staggered. Oh, gotta heal
Fight's
Tifa up.
not over yet. You ready?
And staggered. So what you want to do is true strike.
Keep it up.
And then rise and fall.
This one's for you.
And just hit her with as much damage as possible. True strike. True strike again. True strike. Rolling uppercut. Dive kick.
One more shot.
And then after Shiva's first pressure, she's gonna do Diamond Dust. So just keep your party members topped off and get ready to heal back up once the Diamond Dust is finished. So with Aerith's Magnify, after she completes the Diamond Dust, just use a Curaga so you can heal everybody back up to full.
This one's for you. Come on. It's your turn. Let me handle it.
After that, she was just gonna go into an easy pressure mode as she spams her these attacks at you. So what you want to do is just beat her down until you finish her off.
You can do it.
I got this. Here it comes.
I'll stop you. Come on.
Pretty easy fight.
That wasn't so bad.
Next one is the easiest out of the entire 5 rounds. It's the Fat Chocobo. It takes about 2 staggers to kill this one. What you want to do is just spam your stagger meter razor attacks such as Focus Strike and Focus Thrust. When the Fat Chocobo is pressured, just keep hitting it with the stagger meter increasers. So Focus Strike, Focus Thrust. Whenever the Fat Chocobo summons the ads, you want to take them out. It's going to summon Tonberries and Bombs. The Bombs, you really don't need to worry about them, but whenever it summons the Tonberries, you want to take them out as fast as possible because it's going to Chef's Knife you and you don't want that.
You're up. So it's my turn?
And then there you go. Once it's on its back, just hit it up. Unbridled Strength 2 times to get the triangles ready. True Strike. Right, Omni Strike, Rise and Fall. True Strike again, Whirling Uppercut. So with Cloud here, Cloud can just do all the damage, but with Tifa, you want to raise the stagger bar up as much as possible to do as much damage as possible.
One more step. Bring it.
And from here, just keep beating it down and just kill any ad that it spawns.
Keep it up.
There you go. Fat Chocobo is taken out.
Just like
And then the
that.
next fight's gonna be Leviathan. This one's pretty annoying because it's gonna fly. But you just gotta be patient when you're doing Leviathan. Leviathan's weak to lightning magic, which Aerith is gonna have.
I'll show you what I can do.
Switch to Aerith whenever you can to fill up her ATB bar with her basic attacks. Other than that, just keep using Cloud and Tifa to raise the stagger meter with your stagger stacking abilities such as Focus Strike and Focus Thrust. To pressure Leviathan, it pressures once you hit it with lightning magic. So when Aerith has enough ATB, just use Thundaga on it, and it's gonna pressure Leviathan, which lets you raise its stagger meter.
Don't overdo it.
I got this. Here goes. Bingo. Why don't you lead the way? You jittery?
When you use spinning dive, you want to get Cloud ready to block with the steadfast block materia, because you're going to take significantly less damage. If you don't block, the spinning dive is going to do about 5,000, 4,000 damage, and then you're going to have to waste an ATB to heal back up. Other than that, you just want to keep your party members topped off and try to stagger Leviathan as fast as possible.
Take the lead.
All set. So it's my turn? It's your turn.
Taking over.
There you go, Leviathan's pressured now, so then you can use Cloud or Tifa to increase that stagger meter. Once it's about to be staggered, get Tifa to do True Strike and Omni Strike, Rise and Fall. Just raise that stagger percentage up so you can do as much damage to Leviathan as possible. Thundaga on Aerith when available.
You jittery?
After the first stagger, Leviathan's gonna summon 3 whirling tornadoes of water, and it's gonna start flying around. This part's pretty annoying, you just have to be patient with it. I use Aerith here because she's ranged, and since the other characters can't hit her. What you want to do with Aerith here is just avoid the water tornadoes and hit Leviathan with lightning magic whenever possible. You're unable to hit Leviathan though if you're attacking it with the tornado in the way. So what you want to do is move so that you're in line of sight of Leviathan before you use a lightning magic on it. And you just have to be patient here while using Aerith. After a while, Leviathan's gonna fly back down to the floor level. And then from there, it's very easy to stagger it, because then you can use Tifa and Cloud to use Focus Strike, Focus Thrust.
How shocking.
So while using air, just be really patient with attacking it with basic attacks and lightning.
Too bright? Go on. Ha! You jittery?
Come on.
And catch! Go on! Get him!
And then Leviathan's gonna go to the low level.
Tagging out!
After that, you can start beating it down. This is when you are able to finish it off. And there you go. Leviathan staggered, and you just finish it off. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. Just gotta be patient. Next round is the hardest one of the entire combat simulation. It's harder than the final boss because Bahamut can one-shot you if you don't have the right setup, retrieve. So while fighting Bahamut, you just want, with the Cloud, the steadfast block materia is just to block as much as possible, and whenever you're able to, is to attack it. And raise its stagger meter as much as possible. Bahamut does a lot of damage, that's why you just want to block whenever you can by watching its movement. To pressure Bahamut, you want to use Aerith's Ray of Judgment. So whenever Bahamut isn't focusing Aerith, switch to Aerith and basic attack to fill her ATB bar, so then you can use Ray of Judgment. So then Bahamut becomes pressured, which allows you to raise its stagger meter easily using Focus Thrust and Focus Strike. Bahamut will always attack the character that you're focusing. So what you want to do is just block when you can and have your other characters build up their ATB bar slowly. If Bahamut grabs one of your characters, what you want to do is switch to Aerith and basic attack, because Bahamut isn't focusing you, so then you can use Aerith to fill up the ATB bar for her much easily without her being attacked. Bahamut here grabs Cloud, so what you want to do is switch to Aerith, build up the ATB bar, and then Ray of Judgment. So right there, Bahamut gets pressured due to it, and you just raise its stagger meter using your moves. Make sure you keep your characters topped off as much as possible, because Bahamut does do a lot of damage. And with Cloud, block whenever you can to avoid massive damage. If you see Bahamut casting an ability, get ready to block so you can take as least amount of damage as possible.
Watch yourself. I'll show you what I can do.
If you're attacking Bahamut efficiently enough, by the time it gets half health, it would summon Ifrit and use Mega Flare after that at the same time. And if Bahamut isn't focusing Aerith, use her to build up her ATB bar so you can use the Ray of Judgment to pressure Bahamut.
I got this. I'm coming. You've got this. I'll show you what I can do. This one's for you. I'll take care. It's your turn.
Let's do this.
When Bahamut dive bombs, use Cloud and just block it.
I'll take care of him. One more shot. You can do it.
I got this.
No need to. Bring it. I'll be fine. Beat him. Get him. Do it. Come on.
Once Bahamut gets to half HP, it's gonna summon Ifrit. And by the time that happens, Bahamut should be ready to use Mega Flare. And if none of your characters have reprieve, they will all die. But if your characters do have reprieve ready, then they should all survive with 1 HP. When they survive with 1 HP, you want to heal back up immediately with Kuraga Magnify. Right there. So Bahamut's gonna use Mega Flare, and if you watch closely, it's gonna do 9999 damage. Have Aerith ready to Kuraga right away, and make sure that you're not using Aerith when you use Kuraga after Mega Flare, because Bahamut will focus Aerith right away. So you want to use Tifa or whoever survives to block, and have Aerith offhand Kuraga heal everybody back up, and then Arise if needed. After that Mega Flare, you should be able to finish off Bahamut, because your characters will get their limit break by that time. Once you finish off Bahamut, you can then focus off Ifrit, which is easier.
You ready? You're up. So it's my turn?
Nothing personal. Try this. Deal with that.
All set. Go! Yeah, bingo! This one's for you! Come on! This fight's not over yet. I'll take care of you. There! Get him! I'm gonna pull back.
I'm waiting. Here it comes. Bring it. Won't last long.
I've got you covered. Gonna teach you a lesson. Get him! Here it comes!
Once Bahamut is taken care of, you just have to focus down Ifrit until it's dead. And because you have the Elemental plus Fire Materia linked, Ifrit will do no damage to you because you'll be absorbing the fire and be healing instead of taking damage.
Now, keep it together.
This one's for you! Come on! I don't like that.
Is that it?
And here we are at the final fight, the Pride and Joy prototype. So it's going to start off with the laser cannon, so what you want to do with Cloud is just block. So you take reduced damage, and after you do that, just heal back up with Cloud. The Pride and Joy prototype does a lot of fire damage, but because Tifa and Cloud have the elemental fire linked materias, you'll be healing up instead. And this fight's pretty easy. With Aerith, you want an Arcane Ward. Arcane Ward allows Aerith to cast magic twice in one turn. And with that, if Aerith Thundagas the Pride and Joy prototype, you're gonna Thundaga twice, which does a lot of damage. And just slowly build its stagger meter until you're able to stagger it. Make sure to keep your party members topped off if they get low. Here, when the Pride and Joy prototype grabs one of your party members, you want to attack the right arm with lightning magic. Since it'll be focusing Cloud, just switch to Aerith so you can build the ATB bar and then double Thundaga the right arm. And continue using Aerith to build up ATB. After that, it'll just drop the party member that it was holding, and then you can just double Thundaga the other parts of its body parts to easily stagger it. Aerith here is the true carry of this, since double Thundaga does a lot of damage, especially with Aerith's 2 magic ups.
Deal with that.
Once it's staggered, do the same thing with Tifa. Double True Strike, rolling uppercut, and with double Thundaga here, it should do a lot of damage to the Pride and Joy prototype. And from here, it's just rinse and repeat until you finish it off. Just keep using Thundaga on top of the Arcane Ward, and you should be able to finish off the Pride and Joy prototype.
You can do it! Don't give up! You're up! So it's my turn? You've got this! I got this!
And just finish it off. There you go, you defeated the Pride and Joy prototype. And by completing this, you unlock the accessory, which allows you to enter every single fight with a fully built limit break gauge. The accessory helps a lot if you're doing a hard playthrough, and I highly recommend you get it if you're doing a hard playthrough so you can easily run through that. If you enjoyed the video and you found this guide helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up.